It has been a journey seeing people's reaction to Pokemon Sword and Shield. When it was first announced back in February, everyone was in love with the game. It just looked amazing. People could not wait to see what this would be like on the Switch. Fast forward into May, we get our second trailer showing off more of the landscape, Pokemon, and even legendaries. People were ecstatic for it. It just felt like a roller coaster going higher, 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 and then E3 hit, and it dropped. People kind of realized the limitations of the game, or more or less, the limitations of Game Freak. The battle animations, the graphics, and of course, the lack of the national dex? Really? As of right now, lots of people are kind of upset about Sword and Shield. And it's kind of sad to see. This really started off as such an optimistic experience. I, for one, wasn't a fan of Sun and Moon, and I was really looking forward to this, hoping that could be a huge improvement. But as of right now, I still am looking forward to it. And I kind of like to defend Game Freak on some parts and criticize them on others. First off, let's start with the battle animation. The one thing that everyone is complaining about is the fact that Pokemon hardly have any battle animations, and the comparison they use is Pokemon Stadium back on the Nintendo 64. And what I have to say to that is, no, I don't want that! Now, looking back on Pokemon Stadium, the whole game is just the battles. So of course they want to look nice, and they want to take time. Think about it, if you use a move in Pokemon Stadium, it takes about like 6 or 7 seconds until that move is fully executed. Imagine running into a wild Pokemon in the grass, using Tackle, having that take like 7 seconds, then the animation of the Pokemon dying taking like another 5 seconds. The point is, that would just be way too slow and tedious. I like these quick animations. And yes, I know, then you wanna just turn them off. Well, that's lame. Why would I just want to turn it off altogether? It's nice just having a little quick, hey, this is what's happening. I use double kick, bam, 2 feet are appearing. I don't need to see Scorbuddy run up to it, kick it, and then run all the way back. That's pointless. Sure, it looks pretty, but it wastes time. And then we get to the issue of the national dex. Pokemon's excuse was, there's way too many Pokemon to include them all. Bullshit! Think about how much shit there is in Animal Crossing, so what do? They delay the game. And why do they delay the game? Because it wouldn't be right to release an unfinished game. That's what Nintendo is all about. They do not rush their games. Metroid Prime 4, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and now Animal Crossing New Horizons. All these games delayed because they need to be perfected. Pokemon, on the other hand, fuck it, it's just a cash grab at this point. Like a yearly Madden or Assassin's Creed, we gotta put it out there. Oh, we don't have time to include all of them. We'll just throw some of them. Doesn't matter, you'll bitch and whine, but you'll still pay for it. That's exactly what Game Freak's thinking. And that's exactly what we will do. We'll bitch and whine about it, but we'll still buy it. Just like Call of Duty, just like Madden, just like FIFA, just like all these annual companies. Doesn't matter, if they don't include the national dex, sure it's a disappointment, but you'll still buy it. That's how it works. And for all 10 of you that don't buy it, that's not going to affect their decision at all. And then we get to the graphics. The graphics look like shit and it's obvious. Now, that could go 2 ways. Either number 1, it's going to look bad on purpose so that way they have more time to add more things. Or number 2, they're lazy. I'm going to go with number 2 because of all the prior knowledge we have with the game and past experiences, but it's too early to judge. Also, it was an E3 demo. We've seen it before where things are touched up from E3 to launch. They have time. And even though some people have also commented how Let's Go has also the same graphical errors, I'm not going to really complain that much about it. Does it look like shit? Yeah, it does. Does it belong like on a GameCube game? Yeah, it does. But you know what? If the graphics look terrible so we can have more features available to us, then fine. I'll take that sacrifice. But if it's just they look terrible because Game Freak is lazy, then there's no excuse for that. I feel like I'm on the same stance with everyone else so far. These are all terrible issues, but in the long run, I'm still gonna buy the game. All these people are still gonna buy the game, and it'll go down as another great Pokemon title. And what's sad is, that means Game Freak can now do whatever they want, and that really means do as little as they want. And I really hope that's not a trend for a franchise which has such a great name to it. I really do not want to see that route happen, but hey, what do you think?